and Devon, Comair benefiting from the chronically ill SAA.
Yeah, it's quite ironic, isn't it? Yeah, we're trying to save a national airline, and one way or the other, it's helping another. Let's start there. Aviation company Comair has tripled its full-year profits, and it's all thanks, like you said, Temikele, to the country's ailing state-owned airline, SAA. Comair receiving a massive payout from SAA earlier this year after winning a legal settlement in a decade-old dispute involving SAA's travel agent incentive schemes. SAA paid commissions to travel agents to incentivize them to divert customers to SAA flights. The airline agreed to pay Comair 1.1 billion rand plus interests along with legal costs. Comair saying this afternoon its profits for the year rose by 184%.
We're still talking about that attack on the Saudi oil facilities. Of course, the politicians passing blame as to who did it, who did not do it, and what evidence is there. But how are we being affected as far as the rand is concerned from all of this?
Yeah, while that's going on, the currency is indeed taking a beating. The rand, in fact, is experiencing a second consecutive day of losses following a surge in oil prices yesterday. Now, that drone attack at the weekend, which more than halved Saudi Arabia's production capability, saw investors rush to safe haven assets. The rand has not escaped that investor shift to those safer assets, and the local currency, remember, had been strengthening, in fact, in recent weeks due to a potentially lower interest rate environment globally. We also had news that Moody's may not downgrade the country's credit rating, and then, here you go, all of a sudden, the rand, this oil attack takes place, and the rand is about 12 cents weaker from yesterday's levels. Remember, the Reserve Bank will be considering that oil price and the currency movement when it decides on interest rates on Thursday, Temikele. If you want to know whether or not you will be paying more or less on your loans, well, Thursday is the day.
But it's not all bad news this week, at least if you own Sasol shares, because they did receive a little package, shall we call it, yesterday.
And I take it by your smile you may be a beneficiary of that.
Well, I shan't disclose.
We'll leave it there. You're quite right. I mean, look, Sasol shareholders benefiting from that massive leap in the Sasol share price yesterday. It was because oil had gone up by such an extent. But today, not the best of shapes for the JSE. Banks and financials taking a heavy hit as the rand weakens. But there really is broad-based losses after a surprisingly good show yesterday. So you can see the oil share now in the red by 1.3%, and that financial indicator there indicating that financials and banks 2.6% down. Let's take a look at that oil price under the commodity section. And that price stubbornly staying around that $67, $68 mark. Of course, it's not going to change if tensions over these attacks in Saudi Arabia persist. When we look at the rand, we said earlier, as we bring up that currency war, the rand is weaker as investors shift away from riskier assets in the midst of this tense global environment. 14.77 now for a US dollar, 16.28 for a euro, and a British pound will cost you 18 rand 32 cents. And that's a wrap for the business, at least for now.